knee flexion, PAILs only for connective tissue architecture. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get into as much knee flexion as we can, and then we're going to load up the tissue. So for this movement, we want to isometrically load up all of this tissue over the knee in its fully lengthened position for an accumulation of 2 minutes, and we want to get to failure at about that 2-minute mark. The objective here is to actually build more connective tissue. To do that, we need to do it at its length, so full length. It needs to be isometric, so we're not moving. Wouldn't be at its length then, and it needs to be to failure. So to failure doesn't mean I can't use it at all. It just means if I'm, say, generating as I push, if I'm generating, say, 20 pounds worth of force, I get to 2 minutes, and that force sort of drops off like 15, 10, that's a failure, because now I can't hold that intensity anymore. So simple way to do that, just get a band. Here, I actually like to use a cable machine at the gym as well, which you can do. You can also just use your hand, but I'll show you that in a minute. So literally, band, come here, and you adjust the tension for by how far away you go. So literally, I'll come out here. I don't want to sit here because I'm not really doing anything at this point because my calf is just sitting on my my hamstring. So I'm just going to lift my foot up and then just push forward just about an inch, and now I'm going to hold it here. So I'm going to hold it here for 2 minutes. Obviously, we're doing this for 2 minutes, so the first 30 seconds, a minute, it's not really going to seem that hard. But it will gradually build up, and if you get to a point where you're actually failing, this will also actually start shaking around because that's your nervous system and everything just seriously tiring out. So this is one way to do it seated. A little bit of hip flexor work happening here. So you can also just do it laying down, like literally exactly the same thing. Just here, I'm full flexion, I've got my band here. I just push out a couple of inches, so that way I'm not using these, that part of my leg sitting on that part of my leg to take up some of the force. And I literally just sit here and hold this isometrically for 2 minutes. Obviously, as you progress, you want to get to failure in 2 minutes. You just change the intensity by how far away you are. Obviously, how much, and that will change it a lot. But once again, the idea is we want to load this isometrically and we want to do it to failure. So get to the end of that 2 minutes and you can't quite hold it out anymore. It'll come in and just move back, and then you are done. Once again, you can do that just with your hands. Really, really simply, you can just sit here like this and hold it and then start pushing out. The only problem with the hands, it's not so much a problem. Some people are really good at it. Some people find it difficult, just in relation to knowing how hard to push. So with a band, you do it once, you set up, you're like, okay, I kind of know where I was sitting. So you sit in the same place, and therefore you'll have that same tension. But with this, it's just up to you with how hard you push against your hands. So you can sit here and push. I'm generating quite a bit of force here. And that's it. So there you go. Knee flexion. PAILs only, that's for connective tissue. We're trying to build up more connective tissue. Enjoy.